Hey everyone, and welcome. So, are you ready to really level up your English? Today, we're going to tackle 25 of the most common phrasal verbs you'll need for just about any conversation. All right, let's jump right in. So,
first thing is first, what in the world is a phrasal verb? You know, it sounds a little technical, but it's actually super simple. It's just a verb, like wake or turn, that gets paired up with a small word, like up or on. And when they come together, boom, they create a brand new meaning. They're a huge part of everyday English, and using them is going to make you sound so much more natural.
Here's the perfect example to show you what I mean. You have the verb wake and the little word up. Put them together, and wake up means proquedatesa, right? You're not actually moving up toward the ceiling. It just means you stop sleeping. See? A totally new meaning. Okay, let's dive into our first group of verbs. These are all about your daily routine. Seriously, these are words you can start using the second you open your eyes tomorrow morning.
All right, here are 5 absolute must-knows. First, you wake up. That's your brain turning on. Then you get up. That's when you actually move out of bed. Next, you probably turn on a light, and you definitely turn off your alarm. And later, you might go out with your friends. And definitely check out the examples on screen. They really help put it all in context.
Okay, this is a really important one. Wake up versus get up. It's a tiny difference, but it matters. You wake up first. Your eyes are open, but, maybe you lie there for 10 minutes before you finally get up, when your body is physically out of the bed. Okay, now it's your turn. Let's do a little practice. Just say them out loud right after me. Ready? Wake up, get up, turn on, turn off, go out. Awesome. We've got the morning down, so let's move inside and talk about some phrasal verbs you'll use all around the house, all the time. Honestly, these are so common. You'll hear them everywhere. When someone comes to your door, you say, "Come in." You might ask them to sit down. And the opposite, of course, is to stand up. When you're leaving, you put on your coat. And when you get back home, you take off your shoes. See? Simple stuff. Okay, quick question for you. Just think about it for a sec. What do you put on when it's cold in the winter? A jacket? Maybe a hat and some gloves? Yep, all of those are perfect answers.
Okay, next up, and this is a big one. Let's talk about communication. These phrasal verbs are absolutely crucial for having really natural conversations. So, you might talk to a friend on the phone. If you need help, you ask for it. When you need information, you try to find out the answer. If someone calls when you're busy, you promise to call back later. And if you can't hear someone very well, you just ask them, "Can you speak up, please?"
So here's a little homework for you, in a fun way. Is there anyone you need to call back? Maybe a friend or family member? It's a great chance to practice. All right, shifting gears a bit, let's talk about a place you spend a lot of time, at work or at school. These verbs are going to be super useful for you there.
So in a class, a teacher might tell you to write down a new word. If you can't find your keys, you look for them. Now, pick up is a cool one because it can mean to lift something up, or it can mean to go get someone in your car. If you borrow a book, you always have to give it back. And of course, when you're shopping, you try on clothes.
So I'm curious, what kinds of things do you write down in your notebook? Is it new words, maybe some ideas, or to-do lists? Think about how you'd answer that for yourself.
And here we are, our final section. This last batch is a great mix of common action verbs that you are going to hear and use in all kinds of different situations.
Here we go. If someone shouts your name from behind, you turn around. A scared cat might run away. When someone you love is leaving, you say, "Come back soon." If a car is going way too fast, you might think, "Slow down." And if you're about to miss your bus, you shout to your friend, "Hurry up."
This one's all about the feeling behind it. Let's try it together. I want you to say it with some energy. Ready? Say it with me. Hurry up. Perfect.
Wow, you have just learned all 25 verbs. That is awesome. So, you ready to test out what you've learned? Let's do a really quick practice round and see what you remember.
All right, take a look at the screen. I'm going to read 3 sentences with a blank, and you fill it in. Okay, number 1, I blank up at 7. Number 2, please blank down. And number 3, I blank for my phone. Take a second.
Ready for the answers? Here we go. I wake up, please sit down, and I look for my phone.
So, how'd you do? I bet you did amazing. The most important thing is just to keep practicing.
And boom, just like that, you did it. I want you to look at that number, 25. That's 25 powerful new tools that you have in your English toolkit now. That is a really fantastic achievement for one day.
No, seriously, that was a great job today. And remember, you didn't just memorize a boring list. You learned 25 phrasal verbs, and, way more importantly, you saw how to use them in real everyday life. And that is what it's all about.
All right, I'm going to leave you with one last thing to think about. Of all the verbs we talked about today, which one is your favorite? Is there one that you think you're going to start using right away? We'd love to know. Thanks so much for joining, and keep up the great practice.